Hey everyone, it's Adam here. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. Just picking up the car after having it, geez. I took it in to get it inspected, and what a cluster shit show. The inspection passed, and which is great news because unlike previous years, it did not pass. Primarily, the reason always came down to um, not passing the readiness check, which is it's a like a emissions kind of thing. And the reason it never passed the readiness check is because back in the day, the United Motorsport Stage 2 tune I had um, would disable readiness. It would basically send the signal to not even that, because that way people that could run a catless downpipe wouldn't have a check engine light come up. But those of us that wanted to run a catted downpipe that didn't have a check engine light and have a street legal car that passed inspection, flat out refused. They were like, we're not gonna make a car that will pass. We're not gonna make a tune that will pass inspection, even if you're running a catted downpipe. Complete bullshit, and they would not help at all. They said, well, technically this is for off-road use only. Come on, that's bullshit. So they definitely they lost a lot of points in my book for that shit. That was kind of complete. They've never given a good enough reason as to why they do that. But anyway, I found a way to make it work. I downgraded to the stage 1 file that is for street use only, and now it works. But I have less power, of course. So I took it into the place that inspects me. The reason why I take it to one place for inspection is because they never noticed the front windows are tinted. I have a 20% tint, 80% tint on the front windows, which means it was 80% of the light in. So I have the front windows very light. I mean, they're much lighter than the rear windows are. But technically, it's illegal in New Hampshire to have those windows tinted. So they'll pass that. And then while I was in there, they noticed that one of my tires had a bubble in it, which it did. And even though Michelin's Pilot 4S warranty does have sidewall bubble warranty support, unfortunately, they're very clear that if there are any scuff or sidewall marks from curbing it, it's not covered. And I had a sidewall scratch on the right where the bubble was, so it was not under warranty. And of course, because it was chill, by the way. Of course, it was less than 2 30 seconds or 4 30 seconds difference between the two front tires. Both had to get replaced. I'm like, screw it, just do all 4 of them. So I did all 4 of them because they were all at like 5 30 seconds. And they come at 9, so 4 is like starting to think about replacing them. Basically, I'll get some gas and then I'll get back in and talk a bit more about the car status at winter storage. All right, so I had all 4 tires done. I've had really bad luck with tires lately. Just to give you a quick backstory, and there's a video about this last year. I got tires put on March of 2019, and then in October of 2019 I had a flat, and of course both tires had to be replaced for that. And then now October of 2020, same thing. I've got an issue with a tire, both got to be replaced. I said, fuck it, let's just start over. 4 brand new tires from Tire Rack, and we'll just pretend this never happened. We at full oil temperature? No, we're not. I can't even do a nice pull here. So, fast inspection, thank God. The car is at 47,820. I think I did the math. I think I only put like 3,000 or 4,000 miles on it this year in the last 12 months. Even the oil temperature yet. And that's just because we had the Hyundai Ioniq, which we put 11,000 miles on. We just haven't been driving this very much at all. Yeah, so this car is paid off now. Oops. Wrong side. This car's paid off now. which is great. So it's mine. I think it's still worth like $25,000, even though it's a $0 balance, which is fantastic. I think I paid $37 for it. So just great. 5-year depreciation is really, really, really good. That's fantastic. And because it's paid off, because I don't have to, I'll insure it in the wintertime, the plan is going to be that I will put this car into storage this winter. It's going to get the standard treatment. It's going to go up on blocks or up on jack stands. It's 4 brand new summer tires. I don't want them touching dirt at all. Stable, pull the battery, put them in bags and everywhere. STs. Oh, sorry about that. Put the mint bags all over the place and the damp rid all over the cabin. And then in the springtime, the big plan for the springtime is actually going to be pulling the intake manifold, and we're going to be doing a carbon media blasting on the intake manifold runners. Get that done. And then at the same time, we're going to do multi-port fuel injection, which is MPI, which is basically how this car comes from the factory in Europe. ROW or NA cars don't get that treatment. We get direct injection. That'll help with carbon buildup a little bit. And then also at the same time, we'll get the flex fuel sensor added and the low pressure fuel pump added to have a bit more. We've got some injectors for MPI, but also for flex fuel. So we do ED5, which will be nice, more power for times that I actually go get ED5. And then the final thing we're going to be doing, and I'm on the fence about this, I'm probably 50-50 depending on complexity of it, is going to be water methanol injection. And that's just going to be a jug that sits in the back of the car with methanol in it, and it does injector. It spits it over the injectors, not the injectors. Sorry, the lifts. Sorry, you know what I'm talking about. But that'll keep the engine cooler, keep temps down. That'll be super nice. So last year's project was suspension. This year's project was nothing. It just sat. And then next year's project is going to be carbon buildup, flex fuel, all the things that are going to keep the motor happier. And then the year after that is probably going to be focused on finishing the suspension work and a larger turbocharger. But that's still a maybe. So that's a 2-year plan. The 3rd or 4th year out from now, I'm going to replace the front and the rear bumpers because they're actually, they've been beat up from my driveway. And I'll be finding some indoor storage for wintertime. And then by then my driveway will be paved, so I won't have the problem anymore with, I literally scrape my fenders going in and out of my driveway. It's bad. I've pulled a fender off of my Hyundai. I've had to reinstall it, buy new clips and stuff. So it's very, very aggressive bump. So we'll be at like 50,000 miles sometime next year with all the cool stuff on the engine, then suspension work. I don't want to do the body work until I know I have space for this car that's not going to re-damage it. And then once all the body work is replaced, that includes the runners, which are starting to rust a little bit. I've got rusty runners. So runners, side skirts, whatever you want to call them, front fender, rear fender, and then at the same time, I'll have those obviously painted, and then buy a shop that does VW painting. And then I will take this car back to Hookset, so Northeast Detailing and Hookset, and have them do a 2-stage paint job on this. I don't know if I'll be doing any Expel vinyl wrap on this, but I am thinking about actually wrapping it. But we'll see. So we're talking about 4 years out from now. So this car is now going home right now. I've got 4 brand new summer tires on it, so obviously I'm not going to drive it much more because it's already like wintertime. We've had 2 days of snow already. This is it. This is the last drive of the year. I wanted to do a really hard pull, but there's been just traffic everywhere. So no pulls for Adam. So that's it. That's the Golf R update. It's doing great. still below 50,000 miles. I changed the oil in it 2 weeks ago. Motul 8100 XS Gen 2, the 5W40 stuff. Or no, is it 5W? It's 5W30. Change the oil filter, air filter, cabin air filter. The spark plugs were done 7,000 miles ago, so they're fine. So I think next year, along with the multi-port stuff, I'll probably also change the DSG and the Haldex fluid again, because it would have been 3 years since that was done in January, even though it's only been like 7,000 miles. But old fluid, just get it done. I want to take care of this car, so. Sorry there's no Golf R videos, but the Golf R has been done for a while, so I'm looking forward to doing that video with you guys about all of the upcoming updates, but that won't be until like April at the earliest. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. The car is fantastic. I love it. There's a new Golf R out, coming out next fall. Not enough of a reason for me to upgrade, but it's pretty exciting. There's a new Golf R coming out. I was hoping it would be, if it was a hybrid, a mild hybrid powertrain at 400 horsepower with with no torque loss shifting, I might have been tempted. But given that it's still a 2-liter EA 888 variant, no. Volkswagen's got to do more to lure me over. I would much rather own like a TTRS or a RS3 than the next Golf R. And there are some of those coming off lease that are pretty cheap. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Drive safe.